Welcome back to base camp, WNC. Well, I had to leave the sound on for the water. There's nothing any better sounding to me than fresh running spring water. I went on a consultation with this couple, and they sent me these videos and pictures. I'm going to shoot this thing. I'm going to go ahead and post it for you anyhow. They did the work themselves. I gave them a bunch of pointers and things like that, and I'm going to take you along their project. This is about 475 foot of pipe run from here to their campsite that they're going to be building a cabin on and working on. And they've completed all this work themselves, so it can be done. This spring right here, we'll get into it, is doing 2 gallons a minute right here at the spring. And let me show you what all it entailed. Well, here's a picture of the topo of their place. And as you can see, kind of in the center towards the left, it's marked spring. And then kind of in the center towards the right is marked the cabin site. And as the crow flies, it was 400 feet. Mike informed me that it was another 75 foot of pipe needed to get it all the way to the camp. 475 feet, and they only had about 23 foot of fall as far as the topo lines go. So it wasn't a whole lot of fall to move that much water. And I gave them some suggestions that what we could do is put a tank at the spring, pump it up the hill 80 some feet, and then he'd have gravity water flowing down. And right now he chose to run it over to the site. There's no cabin on it right now, but what they'll do when they get everything built and water for the property, we'll see how it goes. Well, here's a picture of, they dug out the spring head and they put the water dam in. And here's a picture of the water accumulating in the bottom. Now, he did use some bentonite clay, and they had a real good bank of dry clay right there. So he mixed the bentonite clay with regular clay to pack in and seal the whole inside of the spring dam. And as you can see, I mean, it's about as clear water as you're going to get. Let me show you the end result of their labor so far. Well, here's the spring. They dug it out, and this part of the spring right here does originate on their property, and this is the very beginning of it. Very small. They probably didn't use 18 inches. That water dam and the setup did come from Carolina Water Tank there in Polk County, and he bought the spring box there as well. But they dug it out, cleaned it up. You can see they put rock in it. They've got the sanitizing valve in it. Got it complete. Didn't take long at all. I think him and his wife kind of enjoyed doing it. So as this was the opening picture, and this is the fruit of their labor. Right here, they got a section of pipe on there. They got one joint, and at the spring head here right now, they timed it and sent me a message, said it's 2 gallons per minute coming out of it, which of course would be 2,880 gallons a day. There's 1,440 minutes in a day, so that'd be more water than they know what to do with. And I showed them how to anchor the pipe down, unroll it, put it on a binder, stretch it out, kind of straighten to take the memory out of the black poly pipe, which of course their next job was to run then 475 feet of it all the way to their campsite, which they said they did in about 25 minutes. He flagged it ahead of time, and he said with straightening it out, not trying to unroll it in the woods and deal with the memory curl in it, said it worked very well. Let me show you a picture of the end result now. Well, here it is, 475 feet with only 23 foot of fall, roughly, measuring off the topo lines. Exactly is how accurate that can be. But here it is. This is going into the bucket right there at the campsite. They measured it and sent me a message With all the friction loss going up and down the hill, coming around the curve as best they can, they're now getting 1 gallon a minute at the campsite. So they've lost a gallon a minute, but still, that's 1,440 gallons a day. They're still never going to use that much water. And like I said, this spring originated on their property. They had one that flowed even harder than this, but it actually originated on the neighbor's property, and they were reluctant to have to use it. So whenever in doubt, I mean, it's best to stay on your own property, and you don't have to worry about asking permission and maybe changing if the land's sold, and then have to come up with a deal with a new owner. So this solved the problem. They've got water. It's a whole lot cheaper. They've got 475 foot of pipe. They've got a dam and a spring box. And yeah, they're going to have a tank and a recharge pump before they get done, but still a fraction of the price of having a well drilled. If I can ever be of any service, like I said, this one here was just a consultation, and then they did all the work themselves, or if you want me to do the work, don't hesitate to contact me. That's what we do here at Carolina Homestead Planner. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.